Hi, Sharks. I'm Jackie, and this is my husband, Jeremy.
We are from hot and sunny Mesa, Arizona, and we're here seeking $100,000 for 10% equity in our company.
$1 million.
Last year, we were blessed with the most beautiful baby girl, Sunny.
Aw.
Sunny brought the sunshine into our lives, but man, did she also bring the heat.
Literally, Sharks. Every time I breastfed, I'd be drenched in sweat. Me and Sunny would come out so hot, and we found no solution.
And Jackie tried every nursing cover under the sun, but kept running into the same problem.
Left sweaty, stressed, and without a solution, we were forced to take matters into our own
I like
hands
that.
with
The Lady Alpha Nursing Cool Cover.
the only breastfeeding cover on the market with an integrated fan to keep your baby cool while breastfeeding.
Wow, that's cool.
Simply attach our light and breathable cover onto the fan using the Velcro and place it over you and your baby.
Our rechargeable and bladeless fan has 3 air speeds for you to choose from.
And its flexible design creates an adjustable opening for hands-free eye contact with your baby at all times.
That's
And
actually
Sharks,
pretty
we have
cool.
really thought of it all. Our 100% muslin cotton cover is baby tug proof. So rest assured that even with the squirmiest baby, it's not going
Oh
anywhere.
my God, that's gonna be a meme.
People always say, don't sweat the small stuff, but we say, why sweat at all?
So tell us, which one of you is ready to be the coolest shark and help moms and babies everywhere?
Good job. Welcome back to another Shark Tank breakdown episode. I am your host, Dave, and intellectual property attorney, almost 10 years dealing with everything from patents to trademarks to copyright, so much more. And I'm here to give you my thoughts on the most recent Shark Tank episode. Now, again, I think that's an interesting name, Lady Alpha. I'd be interested in knowing the background behind that name. But man, I'll tell you what, you think that you didn't seen it all, heard it all. And again, I'm a patent attorney, so I see this stuff every day, and it's still cool to be able to see things that are new, that haven't been done yet, that people are not only taking. I'm gonna continue to say this at the beginning of all these episodes, to be able to take something that's in your idea, which again, a lot of this comes from just problems that people encounter on an everyday basis. And a lot of people have these solutions or these ideas, I should say, and do nothing with them. But I always respect, I always big up and have a ton of admiration for the people who does something about it. And it seems like this couple has done something about it, which again is respectable. Who would have thought to put a fan in the nursing cover? And I mean, I guess this is another point. And I'm gonna go off the rails here a little bit. I think that's another point of a good thing that can come out of like the husband and the wife and that kind of dynamic combination. Because as a man, I would have never at least appreciated or understood that being an issue. Because obviously I'm not breastfeeding, but as a woman to be able to kind of understand that and that being an issue and kind of you able to work with your spouse or kind of come up with an ideal and a solution and turn it into an actual product to be sold and bought by others. Man, what an amazing thing. So, I mean, I'm proud of them. The 3 things that I look for as we're going to go through this particular pitches, and I do this with all the pitches, is how simple is it? Simple is better. You may have this, extremely complex idea that you like or complex invention that doesn't necessarily kind of hit home with not only the consumer, but a lot of times it can be a challenge to try to perform maintenance on this thing. So simple is always better. What they say, kids keep it simple. The second thing is how effective is it? That'd be the interesting thing. And again, obviously I'm not a baby, so I wouldn't be able to kind of measure that. It seems like babies will ultimately be the measure of how effective the actual product is. And a lot of times you can kind of easily measure the effectiveness based on kind of if they're crying or not, if they're squirming or not, do they feel discomfort or uncomfortable. Then the third thing is the market. Again, babies are born every day. And one of the things that I've come to know is just parents. Obviously, I'm not obviously, but I'm a parent as well. And parents will do anything to see their newborn baby at comfort, at ease. So it'll be interesting to see what the price point is. But if you have this nursing cover, if you will, for the mothers who are nursing, if to the extent that this thing is effective, I wouldn't see why parents all over wouldn't want to buy this thing. And then the last thing is the market, which again, the market, babies are born every day. And it seems like, at least I haven't seen any kind of nursing covers that have some type of fan on them. So it'll be interesting to see if they got a patent on this thing or not. I'm sure we look at the website at the end and see if it's listed on the website or see if one of the sharks actually kind of talk about it. So with all that being said, let's get back into the video. Hey, leave a comment for the mothers out there. Would you buy this for your newborn, or even fathers, I guess you can say as well. If your kind of wife came to you and said, hey, I think this will help out our kid, is this something that you would be on board with? I'd love to see your guys' thoughts in the comment section.
Great job.
This is it right
You
here.
killed the
Yeah,
picture.
In front of you
Okay.
is the nursing cool cover.
So this sweating baby thing's a big
Right, I
deal?
would Kevin on this
It's
one. Who
a
would have
real-
known?
Oh my gosh, it really works.
You feel it?
That's kind of
Really
cool.
works.
How much do you sell it for?
We sell it for $59.95 for the complete unit.
Decent.
That's not bad. What does it cost you to make?
It costs us $17.30
Oh, great
for the
margins.
complete unit.
So your margins are fantastic.
Have you
Fantastic.
sold many of them?
Yes, Barbara.
How
Great
many?
question. So since launching 7 months ago, we have sold 1,400 units
Wow.
for
Wow,
a
good
total
for
of
you.
for a total of $79,000. We initially bought 300 units thinking it was going to
American
take us all
dream.
year to sell, and we sold out 4 weeks later.
Isn't it
Wow.
a great feeling to sell out so fast?
Yeah.
It's a great
I was
problem
going
to
to be
have.
ecstatic if we sold one a day and we sold all 300. I was going to be very happy.
How did you bring your customers to you?
Strictly social media.
Social media
We
is killing the
initially got
game.
an investment of $15,000, and all of it was taken up with IP and inventory.
Nice.
So I knew if I
Nice.
was going to make this work, we had to take
I want to bring it back on myself. Hey, look, as an IP attorney, I love that word, IP. The fact that the first $15,000 investment, they protected, what they say, protect the bag, or whatever the young people say these days. But the fact that they got this $15,000 investment and they're saying, hey, we got to protect this. If we're going to do a business, we're going to start a business, we have to protect our product. I love that mindset. That's why I have this YouTube channel where I'm interviewing people. I know Dr. Dave Smith, who invented the Q collar that's worn by Tony Pollard and running back for the Dallas Cowboys, as well as many other athletes, professional football and hockey, and so many more professional athletes. He said in the interview that I conducted with him, go check it out on this channel here. He said, hey, if you can't protect your invention, you're not going to get investors. So it seems like, again, somebody told them the right thing or kind of relayed that message to them. And the first thing that they did when they got some money or got an investment is, hey, let's protect the IP on this thing. And kudos to them. So I like hearing that. I love hearing that, actually. Let's get back to it.
social media by storm, and I've built a community around moms. But we
Do you
thought
have a background in that? Like, are you a social media expert? Or
No.
why don't you both tell us about you?
Right, no, and again, this is a great point, Barbara. And it seems like the young lady there, she was going to say, man, social media is a game changer. I tell this to people all the time. You can literally build a community, build a business with your social media platform. Just think trying to do this stuff 20, 30 years ago, trying to create products and, okay, I can't get in Walmart or I can't get in this big box retailer, and there's no social media for me to promote or create this online community. So it's literally word of mouth or just kind of hoping for some luck, where now you can be very deliberate with social media. And again, you don't have to be an expert on social media or an expert on this or that, but you can organically build this following on social media, and then with being able to sell on Amazon, kind of get that following or that crowd and direct everybody back to your website to sell this stuff on, or as well, you can sell this stuff on Amazon as well. So man, kudos. I'm interested in learning more about their backgrounds, because I think that's great. Just using social media, that's something that hopefully everybody does.
Give you the 15,000.
my uncle Robert, actually.
Seriously, he could be your next Uncle
I
Robert.
don't think.
Okay, so
me
let's
and my
go
uncles
back
asked
to your
15,000
backgrounds.
maybe.
Yeah,
Tell
my
us about
background. So
you.
I currently work for a hospital system in Scottsdale, Arizona as a strategic sourcing program manager. But my background is unrelated to that. I'm from a very small farm town of 500 people,
Right.
Faith, South Dakota.
One stoplight.
And I
42,
grew up
500.
working on our family farm, had to start operating machinery at a very young age. At the time, I absolutely hated it. But looking back, I'm extremely grateful. I learned a lot of hard work, sacrifice, and that if you want something done, you've got to roll up your sleeves and do it yourself.
And I do this full time. I take care of the business on top of being a full-time stay-at-home mom.
Nice.
But I am a first-generation Latina raised here in the U.S. by an immigrant single mother who
Nice.
came here for the American dream. Growing up, I watched her work multiple jobs and struggled to provide for us.
Mm.
After high school, I went to college for a whole half a semester. I did drop out
Oh,
because I've
half a
always just been
semester.
really bad in school, but somehow I ended up in corporate America. I worked in credit cards, collections. I did personal loans, and I was even a car saleswoman.
Wow.
But
So
I've
you can
always
sell, right? You can sell.
I don't know, kind of. Well, we're here, huh? But I've always just had an entrepreneurial spirit and that hustler mentality. I did watch my mom also quit her 3 jobs and start her own cleaning company.
Nice.
So I began
Wow.
cleaning houses with her, knowing that I was going to at least be in charge of my future. And then Sunny came along and she just inspired such a beautiful and cool product. And I taught myself everything there is to know about business. If I, the daughter of an immigrant single mother with no college education, can go from cleaning houses, scrubbing toilets, to building a successful business and being on Shark Tank, they can do it too.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
can.
Yeah, so we just wanted to
The
share when
American
we
dream
first
is
became
alive and
parents
well.
last year, breastfeeding out in public became a very stressful ordeal, and we began debating if we wanted to go to family events or public functions. And so when a light bulb clicked in my head to just simply attach a fan that I had seen that seemed to be the right shape around the neckline, and I told Jackie, and she really ran with it.
I ran to my grandmother. She is a 65-year-old seamstress from Mexico, where she learned all of her amazing skills.
Resourceful.
And with $15, we built our first prototype. She had it completed in 2 days. And the next day after that is when I filed our provisional patent.
Go, Grandma.
Actually, our utility patent just got approved.
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sweet. Look it. I love to hear it. The utility patent is issued. So this is big. Even though a lot of times when you file a provisional patent, you can technically put patent pending on your product. And I encourage everyone to do that. But the fact that you have an issued patent is big. Hopefully those claims are have some meat on the bones. We'll check out the website afterwards to see whether or not it's listed on there, because I love to see that stuff listed on the website. But hey, man, you're talking about someone who's being resourceful. Grandma, shout out to grandma to make the first product for $15. Man, this is a story. This is you talking about the American dream. This is it right here. So let's get back to it and see if they get a deal, because that's ultimately what they're here for.
So I'm curious, how big a problem is this? I've really not heard of it before. How often do women talk
In
about
Arizona,
this and
I guess,
complain
hey,
about it?
I can imagine it being a
it's
problem in
actually
Arizona.
an unspoken pain point that I feel moms really don't talk about. When we had created the first prototype, I took it to the park. In my family, there's never a shortage of pregnant women. Someone's pregnant or someone's on their way to get pregnant. So I showed this to the moms, and it looked like they've seen a ghost. Like their jaws dropped, and they're asking me if we can get them some. So it's a huge problem.
To help just understand the demand a little bit and what kind of moms are wanting it, we opened up waitlist orders this last month.
And your customers are happy to wait.
Happy to wait. And they have actually reached
There's
out
no
saying
alternative with a fan right now. This is it.
there's nothing else on the market
And
with a fan.
what does it cost you to acquire these customers?
$0.
Yeah, it's all social
Yeah.
media driven. What do you need the 100,000 for?
Since we launched, we've consistently ran out of inventory. The demand that Jackie's been able to create through social media is far greater than our access to capital
How
at the
many
moment.
people do you have waiting for an order?
So we're waiting on 600 units that are scheduled to arrive in the next couple of days. But I was being bombarded with emails and DMs, Instagram, TikTok of moms saying, can I pay for this ahead of time? Because I want to make sure I get it before the next restock, so before it sells out. So that kind of just gave us the confidence to open up waitlist orders or pre-orders. And so we did that 2 weeks ago. And in one day we sold 482 units for
crazy.
a total of $29,000.
And what's your lead time for
Crazy.
delivery?
I want to make you an offer just to.
Hey, Barbara said, I heard
shortcut it.
enough.
Okay. I'll give you the $100,000 for 10%, exactly what you asked. And I'm not
Exactly.
so, yeah, why not?
Wow.
But let me tell you, your numbers speak for itself, and you are a charmer.
For
Yeah,
10%?
hey,
Yeah,
not
exactly what
playing.
you came in asking for.
Would you also be able to fund purchase orders if
Sure.
and when we do decide to go
I'm
into
a
retail?
good girl. No problem.
ooh,
You got an
that's
offer,
what
you
you
say
came
yes.
here
No
for.
more
Just say
talking.
yes.
Yeah, you just say yes.
Say
I would
yes.
like an answer right away. If you want to shop around, that's no problem. but-
No.
No.
Yes, we'll accept the
Yes.
offer, Barbara.
Yes.
She's my favorite shark. Can I give her?
Well,
I
she's
don't
your favorite
blame you.
shark now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm my own favorite shark.
That's amazing.
We,
You are a lucky devil. You treat her well.
I will. Thank you,
Yeah,
Barbara. Looking
okay.
forward to working
Same
with you.
here.
Congrats, guys.
You guys are the real deal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
My piece of it.
Let me bring it back on myself. We'll check out the website here. But I have to say a few things before we get to the website. Number one, man, this guy is lucky. It seems like he has himself an amazing wife, an amazing mother on his hand. And number two, again, we kind of talked about this with the last reaction video on the husband and wife combination. I'm starting to like seeing these combinations because both of them are invested in the success, and then I think they complement each other well. And I think the Sharks understand and realize that outside of them having a good product, and again, as Barbara said, the numbers speak for themselves. I think the fact that they have just that husband and wife dynamic, and they're both vested, they both complement each other well. Man, that it's easy to invest in that. And I'm again not going to beat a dead horse with somebody who gives a lot to investors, saying, "Hey, we like one-person teams, three-person teams. We don't like two-person teams unless it's a husband and wife dynamic." Just because it's going to be more easier to kind of make those decisions as opposed to two people being unrelated and maybe having different agendas, and it can be tougher to kind of make decisions based on one person doing one thing or saying one thing and another person being saying another thing, and majority needs to win, and so you need both people to agree. It can be tough to get those agreements with that situation, but typically with the husband and the wife, they are typically more aligned with each other, and it's easier with that two-man team to get deals done and kind of get decisions made. So great stuff. Let's go to the website here. Let's see what they have on this website. They didn't talk about Lady Alpha. I'm still interested in knowing kind of the story behind that. It also seems like it seems like they're using it as a brand name, but it's not trademark. At least I don't see it as in a registered R. They say intellectual property when they protect the IP, so I would imagine that's patents and trademarks. But I don't see anything to Lady Alpha, I don't, it's the dominant wording in the mark, but I'm not seeing where it's in an R in a circle. The R in a circle at the end of the mark typically means it's a federally registered mark. To the extent that it's registered, I'll definitely be putting that on the website. Even if it's not registered, I'll put the TM at the end, which means, hey, it's being used as, oh man, I'm not even, let me add this to the, what's the name? Lady Alpha here. I'm sorry, I didn't have the website pulled up, but you can see Lady Alpha, and they got to kind of get this so it's not on there. But you see Lady Alpha, they don't have it even on the Shark Tank episode. They don't have it in the, with the R at the circle at the end, which means it's a register mark. They're not even saying it's showing it with the TM, which means, hey, it's not registered, but we're using it as a register mark. Let me bring the thing back on myself. Hey, at the very least, if you don't have a register mark, but you're using it as a brand, using it as a brand identifier, put the word TM or the letters TM at the end of the mark or the logo or whatever thing that you're using as the brand identifier to put people on notice that we're using this mark in a trademark sense. Seems like if I was their attorney, I would have definitely gave them a call and told them to do that. But let's go at the bottom here. That's where you typically see the patent pending and all that stuff. Oh, wow, patent design. So this is interesting. Because let me bring it back on myself here. You actually have three types of patents you can get. You have a utility patent, that's the most common form of a patent that you can get, and that lasts 20 years. That's on the utility or the usefulness of a product. So this pen, this has a patent on it. Maybe not this particular one, but a pen can be a patent because you can write with it. I am recording this video on a selfie stick. That again also is a patent because you can use it. I can use it to hold my phone and my camera. The laptop, that again has a number of patents on it because you can use it, surf the internet for a number of different reasons of functions that you can use your laptop. So that's utility patent, and that's going to be your most common form of patent. You also can get a patent on a design patent, which is it protects the ornamental feature of it. It doesn't necessarily care about, hey, the fact that this pen can push up and down. It's going to kind of protect the ornamental feature of it, the look and feel of of the actual product. That's what the design patent is going to give you. And again, the fact that they're saying, let me go back here, the fact that they're saying a patented design, it's kind of confusing because they have the patent number down here, which I even love that. You see here, U.S. patent number 11,849,776. I like the fact that you are putting the patent on the website. That's amazing. And I know she said in the video that they just got issued as of a couple weeks of the show being being performed. But the fact that they put it on a website, that's perfect. It lets people know that, hey, I have a patent on this product, and if you try to steal it or copy it, it is it's going to be held to pay from that. But again, when they say patented design, if they don't have a design patent, I would just put patent pending, or I would just say patented and then put the patent number. Because when you say patented design, I'm thinking like, do you have a design patent on it, or you're saying it's a patented design? And again, like I said before, the design patent protects the ornamental feature of it. And to be honest with you, from a nursery cover, cool cover, I would absolutely get a design patent on it. I think this would be something that's useful to be able to get a design patent on it. Now, a design patent different from a utility patent, because utility patent lasts 20 years, design patent lasts 15 years. But I still think it has some meat on the bones that you can stop infringers. So I think a design patent is still pretty useful. And then that third patent that I talked about is a plant patent. I don't deal with those. I think those are more so for like biology majors and maybe chemistry majors. And then if you're kind of producing I think it's like an asexual plant. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not going to speak a lot on it, but I think that kind of falls into that category of a plant patent. So again, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if they have a design patent. Obviously, they have a utility one that lasts 20 years, but I would kind of switch this up. I would just say, I would just put the U.S. patent number on it and don't put this on there unless they have a design patent, which I think they don't have, because if they did, I would imagine they would have put the U.S. design patent number on here as well. So that's kind of confusing, but whatever. I like the fact that they are putting people on notice that they have a patent on the product. Again, I would like for them to have Lady Alpha, if it's registered, put that R in a circle, or if it's to the extent that it's not registered, put the TM in a circle. But again, that's just me as a patent attorney or intellectual property attorney. What did you guys think of this episode? I love this episode. This was a pretty cool episode. And the fact that they got exactly what they wanted in their first offer. But again, man, this team is a dynamic team, and they have the sales to back it up. And again, I think it's a simple product. It seems to be effective. Robert said he even kind of felt it, so effective, and the market seems to be huge, obviously. So I'll definitely try to get them on the podcast, but I'll definitely have to try to keep up with them otherwise, because I think they're going to do big things. So let me know if you would purchase this, whether it's whether you're a husband or a wife or a man or a woman. Would you purchase this for your kids? I would. I think this anything to kind of have the little one, a newborn, be at comfort, at peace, even more. I'm all up for it. Again, being out in Arizona, I was in Arizona, man. It's hot as out there. So it makes sense that they're selling out like hotcakes. And please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the product. Would you buy it? Let me know what you think about the video overall. I'm trying to provide you guys value. That's ultimately what I'm trying to do as an intellectual property, having kind of dealt with IP, patents, trademarks, copyright for almost 10 years. I'm trying to bring you guys value, and hopefully you guys take this information with those ideas that you have and start taking the steps to bring them to life and starting a business and selling a product. So until next time,